Pardon the interruption, but I'm Drew Newland.
And I'm Jack Grimison.
And Grim, the madness of March is here, which is my personal favorite time of the year. I want to hear what your thoughts are on the tournament so far.
Well, Drew, the crazy thing about this March is it hasn't been even that mad in the first place. Drew, what do you think of when you think of March Madness? You think of the upsets. We just have not seen them this year. When I reminisce on March, my favorite parts are the 15 seed St. Peter's, the 15 seed Oral Roberts, the Loyola Chicago's with Sister Jean, the FGCU Dunk City teams. Now, that is not what you've seen this year. You've only seen a couple upsets from 10, 11, 12 seeds. No seed below a 12 won a game in the first round. Now, we see a couple of those still going on, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to sneak out any more victories as we get into the later rounds. I hope that we can be proven wrong, but we just have not seen that level of excitement so far in this NCAA tournament.
Well, Graham, I'm not sure if you're quite correct there. While the upsets do make March magical, I am not sure if that is the only thing that makes it so hype. Grim, we have seen these one-seeded teams play with absolutely off the charts play, Grim. You see players like Cooper Flagg on Duke who are just putting on a show with true NBA talent that are in college basketball right now. And you also see players like Walton Clayton Jr. on Florida who are just absolutely out of this world, Grim. Now that we are in the Sweet 16, I think that things are going to start heating up, the hype is going to increase, and the excitement is just going to be out of this world.
All right, Drew, you got to quit talking about these one seeds like they're out of this world. They really are not, especially when you look at this Florida team, who's I think one of the worst one seeds in NCAA tournament history, just behind some of those number one seeded Purdue teams, which we always saw go out in the first or second round. Now, why do I say that? I say that because I watched that entire Florida-UConn game, and that Florida team does not look like a team that's going to win the title. That's because they have a lack of discipline, a lack of good coaching, and really they don't have the heart to win the game. And that's what you need when you have a one seed. They might have the talent, but they do not have the heart to go out and win the game.
Well, Grim, I'm glad you switched over to this topic because I completely disagree with you. Grim, this Florida team went out and got a huge win, staying on the March Madness floor against a two-time reigning champion, Grim. That program knows how to win. They have coaches that know how to win. They have players that know how to win. Grim, that is just absolutely blasphemous that you're calling this Florida team bad when they came home with the win, and a win is a win, and they get to survive another day in March.
You know what, Drew? I know that that's a good team, but or a good program, but you still have to look at the fact that it's an 8 seed. A 1 seed should win against an 8 seed no matter the cost. It does not matter that they had good coaching, that Dan Hurley's a good coach. What matters is they did not have the heart to win it until the last 3 minutes of the game when UConn went on a scoring drought, and that's really disappointing when I look at a 1 seed like the Florida Gators.
I'm tired of hearing from you. After seeing your bracket, I don't want to hear anything about March from you. Let's move on. Let's talk about Bronny James, Graham, a name that wasn't so hot in the beginning of the season, Graham. Bronny James has been heating up in the G League, dropping 39 points the other night, as well as making his presence known on the NBA floor, dropping 17 points, Graham. Bronny James has proven, in my opinion, that he has a role in the NBA and has a place on that NBA floor.
Well, Drew, I like Bronny James, and I like LeBron, but when I look at Bronny James' career so far, I just still don't think that he's going to be able to convert it to a good NBA career. We saw him when he came out of USC. He was one of the worst draft picks in NBA history. He was also not too great in his first couple games of the season, continuing into today. Sure, he's had a couple good fluke games in the G League and one good game in the NBA, but that does not mean it's always going to convert, especially when you compare it to LeBron James, who is having those great performances since the day he was drafted.
Well, Graham, I think it's just absolutely horrible that you're comparing Bronny James to LeBron James. Graham, I am not saying that Bronny is going to be a superstar in this league like LeBron was. Graham, LeBron came right out of high school and just dominated. Bronny James, I'm saying that he is going to make his presence known, saying that he may be able to be a role player in this league, might be able to show that the haters wrong, that he is able to play on this NBA floor. I do not believe that he is going to be one of the greats like LeBron is.
Well, you know what, right? You know what, Drew? You're right. I can't compare Bronny to LeBron. Who I should be comparing him to is the other role players in the league like Bones Highland. But really, you can't even do that when it comes to Bronny. He's just that bad. You cannot look at Bronny and say he's going to have a great career when you look at him and his stats don't even equal one of a role player. And that's why I say Bronny still does not have a future in the NBA.
Well, unfortunately, Grim, that is all we have time for today. Thank you so much for watching. Back to you.